actually a really nice transition to my next guy because it's your boy. It's your boy Cam Thomas. This
Oh,
man, he's gonna he's gonna surprise a lot of people for what? What was he? The 27th pick? Is
the
he
27th
the
pick. Yep.
27th pick overall? You don't think a lot of times you get to the later at the draft, you think a lot of these guys they're either gonna sit on the bench, do nothing, or they might be out of the league in 3 years. We all know Cam Thomas. This man's gonna be in the NBA for a long time. Cam Thomas is gonna get buckets. And that's what this
Yep.
man does. And I've talked to you about this before of like I believe the reason why he fell this much is because Cam Thomas people he has a reputation for being a ball hog. Now,
Yep.
on his team in college, there's no one else that can score. And what they told him, similar to like Moody, is please score the basketball. We have nobody else on this team that can score. So this kid comes out and he's like, all right, I'm going to score. And that's what he does. And he does exactly what they ask him to do. And now they just call him a ball hog.
Yep.
And
And you know what?
yeah, go.
I'll add something to that too, is, sometimes with these pre-draft interviews with all of the
Yeah.
analysts that goes into this, right? I kind of hate like the process of it. One of the weaknesses they were saying around him was he was overly confident, like he was cocky to a
Yeah.
sense. And I don't know how you could hate that as
Yeah.
a team where I could see how it could be an issue, right? But at the same time, when you have a guy like that has a chip on the shoulder to feel that he's that great, we saw some of his performances in summer league, jaw drop, and
Oh yeah.
obviously it's just a summer league. We're not gonna
Yeah,
rave
yeah,
about this,
yeah.
but for a guy that got picked at where he got picked, it seemed like, you know what, that type of confidence, I like that coming out of that guy. And then another thing to add to that is we
Mm-hmm.
got to look back at the track record of the 27th pick. It's
Oh,
historically
word?
been an interesting,
I
like,
like
you got
this.
serviceable players. Like, you got guys like Kyle Kuzma. Obviously, we'll get to Kyle Kuzma at some point in
He's
this
a good player.
podcast.
He's
He's a
for a
good player.
27th pick. Look where he's at. Hey, he's a champion.
Exactly. You look at Pascal Siakam, and I'm just going to go over the last
Ooh.
10 years of
Oh
guys that you could
man,
look back at. Rudy Gobert, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Larry Nance. Like, that's a lot of names that you have at the
these are
27th.
legit names.
Exactly. That are actually just putting in the work. And then I'm going to throw one in, and Brian knows how I feel about this guy, but I had to throw him into the conversations in the early 2000s. You have Kendrick Perkins as well, coming out of the 27th pick. So that's definitely, it's historically been a pretty good place to be selected in the
Yeah,
NBA.
it's yeah, it's that's pretty crazy. That's really interesting that you're saying all these guys are actually like really good. It's it's kind of surprising. So what a lot of times when I'm looking at the draft, from my perspective, because I follow the Knicks are generally like 8 to 15. So they're usually a lottery team. So when we're picking there, I'm always so shocked when I see like a Kyle Kuzma comes off the board or a Taylor Horton Tucker and all these guys that are later in the draft going to the Lakers or to the Bucks and all this stuff. Like, how are they getting these good players? These guys are better than Kevin Knox at number 8, Frank Ntilikina at number 9. It kills me. It kills me so hard. And it's just like, it's surprising to see how good of a track record these guys actually have. And like you're saying, what was the knock on him? Overly confident. Is that a bad thing? I guess like you're saying. I guess it's bad when it kind of goes into delusion, and the guy thinks he's Michael Jordan when he's not. He's now
Yeah.
nowhere close. But this guy what it seems like from the outside is this kid is a worker. This kid
Yep.
works very hard, and he knows how hard he works, and he knows what he's capable of because of all that work that he put in. And as you see, he makes all these crazy shots. Like for me, at least watching him going into the draft process, my biggest thing was he's from what I saw, like maybe you can tell me I'm wrong here. I saw him as like a he's that type of player when you see him take a shot, you're like, oh no, why'd you take that shot? And then it goes in, and you're like, yeah, you go crazy, and you're all hyped. He takes a lot of bad shots, but he makes them. He's a tough shot maker, and it's crazy.
I agree. I definitely believe that he will be a player that, what over time, efficiency will get up.
Yeah.
But he does take a lot of risky shots. Like he is perfected. Perfected probably is not the best word. Pod, I'm sorry for my Nets bias coming through, but he has worked on his step back shot.
Yep.
And he said that he mirrored it from Harden. So having someone like Harden on his team that he modeled his game after is only going to speak to where it's going to take him to the next level.
Exactly.
And I don't think, I don't know what his ceiling is currently in my
Hmm.
mind. I definitely want to see where he gets to. It will be interesting to see where he gets to, but being able to be, again, the reoccurring word is second unit. It
Hmm.
is being a part of that second unit, being able to run plays with Patty Mills, another veteran that will be able to shore up the game and set up plays for him. It will You'll see him grow in this first season being a part of the Nets.
Yeah. If he's like a guy, I've said this, I guess, a lot on this podcast so far. Of he is a guy that went to probably the best situation that you could have seen. So, like, if I saw him in even Charlotte taking Book Knight's role, I wouldn't love it as much. Maybe I mean, it wouldn't be terrible, but it's like he's all right. He's gonna be Cam Thomas, which is great and all, but when he's on the Nets, he's gonna be learning from these three amazing scorers in Kyrie, Harden, and Durant. He's gonna learn from them, learn the rules. Like you say, he modeled his step back after James Harden. He's gonna learn it in person. He's gonna learn it directly from the guy. He's so think about it. In 4 or 5 years, where is this kid gonna be? That is a scary thought, at least for me. Like thinking of just being another team in the Eastern Conference. That's a scary thought of like this kid is going to be growing in the background while the other guys are winning a championship and they're they're doing all their stuff. This kid is growing. In 5 6 years, there's going to be maybe probably even earlier than that. There's going to be a monster unleashed, and I mean, I don't know much about his defense and all that, but at the end of the
Well,
day, yeah, you go. Tell me about his
much
defense.
like much like the theme of the Brooklyn Nets is that is definitely missing. He
Yeah.
definitely needs to see how he could grow that in the league. Watching some summer league game, you could see the deficiencies on that side of it. That may have been some of the reasons why he slipped in the
Yeah.
draft as well. But I'm sure I'm of the thought that a lot of defense is about like committing to it. Obviously there is some talent to it
Yeah.
to getting to the next level of it, but he needs to be around a system that allows him to commit to it. And I know Jock Vaughn is actually the one that's heading the defense for the
Okay.
Nets. Hopefully, he gets him to buy into it a little bit more, and then we'll see his game change. And then, like I said, and I don't want to harp on the Nets too much, but with the guys that they brought in this summer with a heavier defensive presence, I could see him buying in because defense is also infectious. So seeing Patty
Yeah.
Mills play to the level that he needs to play on the defensive side, I don't know how much time James Johnson's going to be able to play during the season, but having guys like that on the team that put defense first is going to help him in his game as well, and it should percolate through the rest of the team.